sometimes it's only one person working at the relationship. And when you got one person working at the relationship and trying their best, it's not going to work, because you know what? The person is trying to give their all. They're working on the relationship and they see you're not doing anything. And then that is going to create me feeling some way about you. And I am going to talk to you a certain way, right? So that I agree. I think it's about finding the right person. But this article is basically saying what happened is men were or are or were accustomed to getting what they want. So men in that example are accustomed to, you do stay home and you cook and you do the cleaning, even if you work, and I do go to the bars and do what I want. And when I come home, you don't get to question me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem. So when they're saying that American men are no longer interested in American, you have to really evaluate why, because you don't get to be a tyrant and be reckless, and I don't get to question you. This is a partnership. So what you do affects me, vice versa. So I do get to question you. So that is very problematic when they say, no, she's not submissive. She's not submissive because you don't deserve it. You're reckless.
Yeah, but I think culturally, women from other countries, maybe they choose not to question certain things, and I think that
Girl,
there may be more.
to their detriment.
Listen, it's a lot of men, and then I'll say it's totally different because, like Alan says, if you're willing, and this, and people might say some things, but if a woman here is expecting you to give her or to make or to give her $5,000 every week so she could get a pair of shoes, a bag, or a month or whenever, when you go to another country, you can give this person $100.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different thing.
Right.
And they totally, so if you're giving me this $100 every month, you don't have to live here. I don't have to see you. But when you come, I'm going to treat you like a king. And this is what a lot of people say. She treats me like, yeah, because you know what? That little $100, that does nothing for me. Because I'll spend $100 in 2 seconds.
Here.
When I go to another country, it's going to last me a week.
Right.
And I will be able to buy me whatever I want, eat for, well, now I don't know how much, because I don't know how,
Inflation.
I know my country, but I don't know how it is in other countries, but, $200, $300, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I'm going to treat you like a king every time you come visit.
And you're not even there in my face every day.
And you're not even there. But even if you were, I think that is the thing. And I think that just women in general, we take so much more. Like, we're willing to accept so much more when there's an abundance of funds involved. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Compared to when we're lacking.
Right.
Because it's like, dude, when there, and I think Jada said this in one of the past, when there is money,
right,
I'm not expecting as much.
What you mean when you say you're not expecting that much?
You're not expecting us. I don't need you to be in my face all the time. And I think that the conversation was the husband worked or the boyfriend worked long hours.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to be in my face all day sending me a text message, because you know what? You're taking care of me. The money is there. I can find things to do to keep me occupied.
Okay.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be another person. You know what I'm saying? But I will find things to do to keep me occupied. So I think that we do accept. There's a lot of people that are okay with their husband having a mistress if there's money involved. So yeah, I think when there's more money, things are better.
I think that we're wired. Men are wired to provide security, and we want to provide security. We want to take care of you. We want to do all these things for you. But when what we want to do for you costs so much, it is so difficult. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like if I'm making $900 a week and my wife is into Payless shoes, let's say that's the it thing for her. She just wants the look of it. And if I give her $150 out of my check, she is happy. She's flexing it. She's feeling good. But it doesn't work like that. I give my wife $150. She's going to be like, oh, I just paid one thing. That's like so tiny to the overall scope of our life. It doesn't. And then it's more, and then it's more, and then it's more, and then you need more. So when a man travels outside the country, you realize you need less and you need less and you need less to satisfy a woman,
Right.
to make somebody feel whole, which is, I think, is what couples want, right? You want to feel whole when you're with somebody.
Mhm.
You want to feel, and somebody want to feel whole when they're with you. So if it's going to cost me $500 a month to be happy,
Mm.
then I got this
But are
woman
you
in my
truly
head,
happy, though?
truly happy.
No, because okay, like
Can't speak for men, Marie.
I'm not.
Truly happy.
I'm not speaking for
Real
men.
happiness.
So because I feel like you're doing a disservice to men when you say that, because all you're saying is a man ain't nothing but a financial provider. Like that, your role, your whole existence and your whole identity is based and surrounded in your ability to provide financially. And I feel like men are a lot more complex and they need a lot more. The satisfaction that you'll get from providing for your woman and your family, I think, is one facet of what will make someone happy. I think you have to take into consideration the man and what he wants from a woman. Because, okay, once I am able to take care of that financially from you, now what is that dynamic in our relationship? You know, how, like, the energy we're going back and forth with each other. Like, take the money out of it for a second, right? Because he could provide for an awful woman. Do you see what I'm saying? And she does nothing to fulfill him as a man. Yeah, okay, she has sex with him. Because you have to see, after a while, things get old. Cool, I'm able to financially provide for you. Okay, that high that I got, that satisfaction, after a while, that's gonna go. Okay, we have great sex. Okay, after a while, that's gonna fade too. What else? There needs to be more sustenance between two people for a relationship to actually really be whole. It can't just be financial.
You know what I think sometimes? I think that there's a lot of times where we make things so difficult. And it's like, and I think that that's an issue because if you really think about it, it'd be the little things that make somebody happy. And my thing is, okay, sex is here, but necessarily when a man goes to another country and there's a woman all rubbing him all day long because that's what he needs. He needs touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That might be the one thing that makes him happy.
Right.
And for her, maybe it's not the money, maybe security. And maybe having 100, because believe me, it's $100 is not gonna solve all her problems probably.
No, but
maybe she feels secure that this man is going to financially provide for her. She's always gonna eat. She's always gonna have a roof over her head. And that if, God forbid, she has a problem, he's gonna be, the support that she needs in order to take care of it.
Right.
And maybe that's what makes her happy. And maybe, the sex might not be it. It might not be, him being there all the time. But that might be just security is what she needs.
Right.
He might just need that attention every time he travels or every time, they're there. She's always attentive to him.
Right.
Or maybe he wants somebody that cooks, brings him his food. And that, I just think that we make things so hard. It's like, oh, I need to be able to, sometimes it'd be like things that are so small that brings you so much satisfaction that you just be like, damn, I just need somebody to bring me that plate.
Right.
And it's like, and it's just so, and you be thinking that men are so complex. And I don't think, I think that they're very simple humans.
Look,
They are.
we had.
They are. But hold on. That's the point I was just trying to make, is that because, like, you fixated on that finance piece so much. And I think on both ends on the spectrum, we have to show each other some grace. Like, women have to be like, okay, he's still a man because he doesn't make $500,000, he can't, financially fully cover our lives. That doesn't take away him being a man. And in the same capacity, men have to show women grace, that women, all right, like, women are coming into their own. They do feel empowered and they want to contribute. They want to be more than just somebody that comes home that's kept the house clean. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to go back and forth with you. I want to be a partner with you. This is where I'm at. I think we both need to show each other grace so that the pressures that we're both putting on each other, because that's what it is. Men are feeling this intense pressure that they have to financially provide. And if they don't, they feel inadequate. And then so they get bitter and resentful and create passport bros. women are feeling resentful because they're saying, just because I have to work and contribute and do this does not take away my femininity. I'm still a woman at the end of the day, and I still want you to take care and protect me. So we're creating all this conflict because we are not showing each other grace.
Okay, I want to clarify something very important. I can't stress how much it's not about money for the passport bros. It's about value.
Yeah.
If you take Steph Curry, and I don't even want to be funny with him, for the humiliation and embarrassment that his wife did to him on national TV because some muscle dude came out and she started trying to take her ring off. She was like, ooh, ooh,
Can I
ooh,
know the
ooh,
story? Can I know the
So-
story?
The muscle man was coming from the back, and she was like, "Oh, let me take my ring off." Like,
Was she joking?
She was joking.
Everybody
Everybody's
knows that's his
everybody's
wife.
so serious.
Lonnie, come on, stop.
I don't.
Lonnie,
You know,
Lonnie.
knows
Number
so-
one, and can I just say something? That guy wasn't even all that hot. He was not good looking like that for her to do all that.
That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that
He's a little cutie.
no,
He is
but what I'm
cute.
trying to say is that you can't make it about financial because in all fair consciousness, there are women that would never do that.
Okay.
Do you understand? Even in a joking way, they won't do that. Do
Okay.
you understand what I'm saying to you?
And there are men who won't be offended by
Right?
that.
No, I'm sure he's not offended. He got 30 blocks of women waiting.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he's gonna
He's probably
like
not.
if she leaves him, it ain't like he's gonna be like, oh my god, I
I
can't
think
find
their
somebody else.
relationship is
I know,
different.
but what I'm
But-
saying that he's probably not offended.
But going back to what Lonnie was saying is like, yo, look, it's you look. As humans, we need three things, in my opinion. We need spiritual, physical, and mental. We need spiritual to keep ourselves strong, for our spirit to be strong.
Mhm.
We need physical, which is what you say, what most women think. Men go out there just for sex. That's physical. And then, we need spiritual, physical, and mental. When you get to these countries, these women give you a mental break you didn't even know existed.
Mhm.
Sometimes that mental break that you get is foreign to you. You like, damn, I ain't gotta even think about nothing. I'm being catered to.
Right.
I'm being so mentally,
Right.
I'm good. Physically, I'm good. I can't speak for the spiritual part.
Definitely not.
We don't know. We don't know. But the point of what I'm saying is that a man here in America could get the same thing. But if we would say a foreign country like Thailand, let's say the threshold starts at $1,000 a month, in America it's probably $10,000 a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I listen. I think I agree with Al. Like, I agree on the reason why men go to other countries.
Right.
But and I think that the women there can provide all the needs, right?
Yeah.
But I do know that, and I'll just say this for some people, the passport bros and all that stuff, a lot of them go there looking for women in the wrong places.
Mm.
And I think that that's where it's an issue, where women over here are like, damn, why you going, like, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for these women. All they have is the body.
Right.
They playing you because you're just sending them money all the time. And when you go there, they just want to go out to the resorts and you know what I'm saying, show off, bring their whole family. I had somebody showing me the whole family in the resort. And I'm like, dude, she playing you. But listen, he was happy. That's what he wanted. And maybe that's what brought him peace. But I think that there's some men that really do go out there looking for the right thing. And I think that there's some women that actually want to find a man that provides them the security that they need and whatever. And they find that. And maybe some people are happy. But it'd be like,
Is it superficial? Is it like the people that you say, for example, are going for the wrong reasons, right? It probably fulfills like a whole ego thing and whatever it is. Is it like a completely superficial thing, like in terms of, and it's okay? You think they don't know they're being used, but that it's an exchange?
I think some people don't know that they're being used. And I think that some people get so much satisfaction from it that they don't even care. It's like, dude, I get everything I want when I go there. So it doesn't even matter that she's playing me. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be together. It's like,
But are y'all gonna be together forever? Like,
some women, they could take it. They will be in this situation forever.
so I keep flying. Like, let's say I fly once or twice a month over there,
Eventually,
depending on where it's at.
the expectation is that, and I'll be honest, because I am Dominican, okay? And there's times where I went back home and, you see people from my neighborhood and they're all like, oh my God, so and so is here, so and so is here. And people will really try to get with you. And you have to, I would never do it because I already know the game. You be people on my Facebook that oh, you so and so. Remember? Some
Yeah.
guy was like calling me love. Dude, I don't even know you. And I don't like people to call me love. I blocked them. But sometimes you go back home and there's these guys from your neighborhood that will really try to get with you because they want to come up here.
Right.
And then, they do build there's people that I know plenty of people that's how they've come here because they get in relationships with women that they don't even like. Okay? They're not attracted to them, but that's what they want to do. They want to come up here. And a lot of these women and a lot of these men do that. And they'll bring the woman and,
Do they build a relationship though?
No, I like what Lonnie is saying because there's a twofold to it, right? There are men, even men that were in America, they got deported over there.
Mm-hmm.
And these are not ugly looking guys. They know how to talk. They're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So maybe on a psychological level, think about this for a second. Maybe in relationships, we're not releasing enough endorphins. We're not releasing enough these happy energies that has been almost suppressed in us.
Mm-hmm.
So whether man or woman, but mostly men, when you land in Thailand, when you land in DR, when you land in Colombia, when you land in Costa Rica, you got a release of energy that you didn't even feel
Right.
could be released. And maybe that, in a sense, may have a spiritual attachment to it.
No, it's like, that's just like using drugs, right? So the neurotransmitters get released and then you get a euphoric high. And then that is addictive to you.
that happens to me every time I go out the country.
Yeah, because
As soon as I
you got great neurotransmitters
Yep.
coming out and it's making you feel happy. The thing with that is it's not sustainable. You have to be like, okay, what kind of life do I want to live, right? Because the high is you're gonna need it to be higher and higher and higher and higher. It ain't got nothing to do with no spirituality. It's got to do with the pleasure principles of your brain. Everybody has that. When you like, I don't want to generalize, but when women go shopping, or if you like to go shopping, right, and you get a nice shoes deal, you come home, you happy. You going on the trip, you happy. You going out to when you
That
gotta
package that
and
Amazon.
I promise you, when you gotta pay them bills, when you gotta do these things,
That
you
can
know
go
what
down.
gets released? Stress hormones. So now you stressed out. You got cortisol pumping through your body, your stomach getting bigger because that's what cortisol do. You're not happy. You're stressed out. And human beings are not meant to be in a constant state of stress. So if you are in a constant state of stress here in the US, you're working 60 hours a week, you're still not making enough money to pay your bills. The woman you want don't want you because she wants money. When you land, of course you're going to get pumped with a whole bunch of happy neurotransmitters.
Yeah, but if you get you a woman that is in a whole other country, you don't have to get a big old apartment. You get a 1-bedroom apartment because you
Facts.
live there by yourself. And guess what? Now you're going to have enough money to travel every month,
You're living good.
go back home to your girl where you have a little nice house that costs you half of your rent, right? Yeah, eat good every day. You out here traveling, experiencing a whole other country, not traveling everywhere, but inside the country. And you don't even have to bring her here. Because guess what? You see her all the time.
And that's the same thing. In Haiti, there's people, I used to never understand it. I'm like, bro, you live in a whole basement with one room. And then somebody's like, do you know who that is? I'm like, yeah, and that lives in the basement in one room. They like, no. When he go to Haiti, he's a king.
He's a king.
He has a house.
Fact.
He has 2 cars.
Fact.
He got a maid.
Yep.
He is like, when he goes to Haiti, so for him, he'll take those stress.
Here.
Yeah, he'll take, what's that called?
But
What
is
did
it
you
a
call
stress?
it?
Cortisol pumping.
He'll take those
It's
stress
not
here.
stress.
No, he'll take the stress here.
He don't have
And
no
then he
stress.
releases it when he gets to.
But
when,
he don't.
No,
'Cause
he.
you living in a basement, paying.
Oh, I see what you're
You
saying.
know what I'm saying? It's not as stressful. Now, if you have to get a whole apartment, bring your whole family, take care of kids. You can't even afford daycare.
Mm.
It's a whole
Speak on it,
situation.
boy. I
Now
tell
you got 5 kids. You support all of them. And with the money that you do with one job.
That's why a lot of couples, right, end up moving from here to these countries.
Or down south.
Or even down south. Yes, it's less, but I watch a lot of HG, House Hunters International. Shout out HGTV. And what happens is, if you watch it, you'll see, and that we're not talking about older. You got couples who have young children. You have older couples, and they're just like, you know what? Living here in the U.S., it's like the stress of just trying to maintain. Like, we could buy a house in Costa Rica for a fraction of the price of what we would, and then I'm gonna work remote, and I'm going to do that. So really, it's not the pressures that men and women are feeling from each other. All of this, based on this article, it's not so much that there's a problem between men and women.
Mm-mm.
It's a problem with the stressors that are putting their foot on our backs, and we are reacting. That's
Yep.
really what it comes down to.